Okay, so I'll just make a couple of announcements and then we'll start the session. Hi everyone and welcome back to the workshop. And um, so since today is Christmas and we don't really want to do two sessions, so we will not be actually doing the lab session today. We won't be logged in for that. Of course, you could work at your home. So there won't be a post lunch session today. We'll only have this last part of the lecture. It's just uh, Teja actually has kindly agreed to do this on the Christmas day. So thank you, Teja. Thanks a lot for that. And she'll go through the. So you had a basic introduction to HTML that was needed if some of you had not worked on HTML yesterday. This class is basically how you combine HTML and Python to build a web app. So and we hope that it will be helpful, at least for some of you, in your research in making your research public. And you could try out your apps. We don't have uh, we would recommend that you try you start with smaller apps, and also this needs to be done on the this won't work on Collab. So Collab is not for building web apps, so we'll need to install Python and other packages on your system in order for this to work. uh, and m- uh, so we'll meet tomorrow for in the morning, and there will be a common session in the morning. I'll send the link for tomorrow's session as well. I'll email that link. And tomorrow we'll have we will not have lectures, we'll not have sessions tomorrow, but we'll also we will try to finish in the first half tomorrow, so we'll wrap up the workshop. um, so be ready for some kind of a short evaluation, some kind of a short test, any kind. So we'll let you know that tomorrow what do we want you to do. And yeah, with that we'll wrap up the session. Also, for submitting your homeworks, we'll keep the platform, the Google form open till tomorrow night, so you could submit by tomorrow night all your assignments and everything that was there. So as we said right in the beginning, that it's essential that you submit all your homeworks to complete the workshop. And we'll also open up the uh, will basically add you to a common group where both students, participants from both the tracks, basic and intermediate, will be added, and that group could actually be used as a platform, as a forum for discussing programming if you continue doing this after the workshop. Okay, so that will be our point of contact after the workshop. Yeah, so I guess we could start the session now. Sufficient people have already joined in. So Teja, please go ahead with the session. And I might be out for a while. There is another thing that I have to be in. So if you are done, once you are done, Teja, you could actually announce the closure of this session, because I've already made all the necessary announcements for this. Yeah. Okay. So it's over to you now. Yeah. Please go ahead.
Yeah, thank you, Riteshi. Um, so, s- uh, yeah, good day, everyone, and we can start with this session. As Riteshi clearly mentioned that we cannot work on the collab. Has a simple reason. You should understand that when we talk about web application, there's a client and there is a server. Okay, so other database and all, like client and server, when we talk about like simple Facebook, if you take, you are the client and the data is on the server. You're trying to connect from the browser to the data which is there on the server. It is trying to connect to the where the data is existing, and on a successful connection, and authentication, whether your addresses and password and details are correct, then only you are able to log in. So it's two machines which are getting connected. Okay, so in a single machine, we need to know their particular IP address to try to connect to them. Okay, that's a simple reason why we could not work on the collect. So when we are working now, this setup is locally on one. When we talk about one machine, there's a server which is acting, okay, inside this machine only. Okay, so it is actually acting as a client as well as server, the same machine, and that server is called as local host, which is which is giving a provision to act as a server on the same machine. This is a special kind of setup that is there so that we test the code locally and then we can make it live. So in every setup, it works in the similar lines. Even there's a testing which takes place live. Okay, so uh, yesterday Atulji have taught you all about HTML, and that's the client language, client scripting language. And so basically it is used so that you give a better formatting for a the user who will be using the application, and things are represented like in the bold format or italic, or the images are displayed on the web pages and so on. So you place the text boxes to take the input and so on. The other part for a web application is the side scripting, where it takes the data from the form and tries to place on the other machine and try to compute if at all you request some data that is there in the database. Yes, so there's a communication between two machine. So we are learning scripting language that is using Python. There are many other scripting language as well. First thing, you need to install Python on your machine. Okay, and the next is that we need to install the package which is required, which we are using for scripting language. That is the package which we will be teaching you all is Flask. Okay, and to install further, after installing Python, you need to install the package Flask. To install Flask, it goes simple: sudo pip install Flask. Before that, you need to also install pip. Okay, the command is sudo apt install python dash pip. Okay, so this will help you to install the packages. After installing the packages, you can simply create a Python file. Okay, any name you can give .py, that becomes the file which is with extension py. Okay, and after that, you how do we use this package? I will be teaching you in this session. Okay, also I will execute and try to display what exactly happens. So when we talk about anything about web application, we need a URL, right? Uh, like when we use search engine, Google search engine, that's the engine which is present at a server end. But how do we access that engine? That is www.google.com. That is the URL, and it's getting connected to that server. That's the other part. So um, when we use this Flask, we need to first import the package. After installing the package, we need to import the package. So from Flask, import Flask is the way to import this package. Okay, you need to create an app. This name you can give anything: Flask underscore underscore name underscore underscore. So that will help me to run the file. All right. So when it runs the file, what it identifies is we are embedding the roots. This is the URL. So by default, you do not have any name to the URL. You can just put a slash, or you can put slash the name to the URL. Okay, and this will be actually before this there will be local host and the port number. So this is the URL which is getting embedded, that is at the rate app. This is that app dot root. Place the URL that you want to specify. Then app at the rate app dot root and slash the URL name you can specify. Below that, this does not alone work. Below that, you place the function write the function. It's a simple way that we wrote earlier. Define um, define the space name of the function in the bracket colon and just, there could be many computation under this, and then there is a return statement. Okay, either you can return a word or anything. Here I have written a static string, that is h1. This h1 is the HTML tag closing the h1 header tag, and then I have embedded over here hello world. This is a static message. Also, I could write a dynamic message using and creating a variable and embedding with a concatenating this string with the plus sign. Okay. So for the examples, when we come across, we'll try to see that. So this is a simple example where I'm trying to print the hello world on the browser. Now, to run this program, I need to actually say Python mm, name of the file. So name of the file I have named as one and hello world. Okay. So so it's giving me that it's working fine, and I can access this on this URL. That is http colon slash slash. This is the IP address. Now this IP address is for the local host only. Okay. Colon, the port number is 5000. Okay. I copy this address and I go to the place. Okay. It's printing hello world. All right. So from where there was two URL that I had embedded. You can see this URL with nothing in front, and there's a Shivam. Here I have given you a word Shivam. It's a name of a person. Where just want to tell you that you can write any name. Okay, you need not write. You must have seen that no URL Shivam and name of the person. It's totally based on the task that you want to perform. Okay, so I try to execute this with help of the other URL that I have given over there, that is Shivam, and trying to execute it. Still, it is giving me hello world. Okay, that means both the URL is referring to the same message that is there inside the function. So if this is clear, okay, it's quite simple. We try to create the object of class, that is app.run will try to run and try to figure out all this URL. When we try to access this URL in the browser, it will execute the below function which is there under this URL. Okay, and underscore underscore name, this is assigned as underscore underscore main. So the main function will be executed after that app.run, that will figure out all the URLs in the program. Okay, and once you figure out URLs based on the URL, which is the function which is executed is below the URL, it is same function will be executed. Okay, when I type the same link in the uh, browser. Okay, so over here, this is acting as a client, and server side Python language, which is displaying over here. The server is running and it is executing this
Ma'am, what
function.
exactly was the step that you did right now? Server site. So,
What I did right now, no, I actually
yeah,
used
yes.
Python space the name of the file .py, and I pressed enter
Okay,
to
what
execute.
app is what software is this? Is
This is
this
Python.
no?
Python.
Isn't it's the terminal? Is it
This is terminal.
okay?
This is a terminal. Okay, go to the terminal and you can run this script. So
Is
you,
there
you
any other
can,
option like command prompt or PowerShell?
if you're using window, then you can use the command prompt. Partial, I don't know what it is. And you can also use some other softwares which are there, like PyCharm and all. Or just you have to figure out how do you will get the URL and you can use it in the browser.
Okay, okay.
Okay, so regarding the software issue, you can pick any software. That it's not the only way to do. But over here, what is important that you have to know is you need to run the Python script. That is Python space the file name.
Okay,
Okay, that script you have to run and it should be working. Once it is working, it will give you this link running on this particular host. This is
okay.
a local host, as I told you, because I'm working on the same machine.
Yes.
Same machine is acting as a client as well as server. So the reason that it is acting because it's one of the location which is acting as a local host. Okay, and for that the IP address is 127.0.0.1. It is work. It is running on port 5000. Okay.
Okay, ma'am.
Yeah, so same URL I have copied and pasted in the browser. And here I have actually used the URL that I have given in the script, that is slash and slash Shiva. So both are referring to the same function. Okay, that does not mean you have to give two URLs. That also I'll tell. You can omit this one URL and it will work for the only for this URL. It won't work for Shiva. So if this is clear, no, then the rest part will be easy. Okay, I just wait for 1 minute and check whether there are questions. Okay, so you can go ahead with the next file. That is now over here. I'm also showing you this. That was the URL that I showed you. Now over here I'm demonstrating how to pass a value from the URL to the browser to be displayed in the browser. Okay, I repeat what I'm trying to say. Here in this program, I am demonstrating how to pass a value from the URL and can be displayed in the browser. Okay, to do so, you need to, this is slash blog is the URL name, slash embed the whatever value that you are trying to pass, embed that into this Angular bracket. Okay, so this is angular bracket, inside that int colon the id, name of the particular data that it will be storing. Now what type it is of type integer. Now here there's a function which is written as we wrote it earlier. Okay, this id is passed as a parameter and this ID is getting displayed over here. Now where it will get displayed, this is a syntax, block number %d. Where there is a %d, it will get displayed over there. Okay, embedding it with post ID. So post ID is figuring out over here. So trying to use the same URL. Before that, when you are running a particular script, okay, it gave you a message, press Ctrl C to quit. If you do not press Ctrl C, the server will be still on and it won't allow you to run another script. So I will press Ctrl C to come out of the server is off. Now I can run another script over here. So Python, I have given the name to the file to floating. Okay, and it is running fine. Now when I use this URL, it's same URL that I've used, but here there is what is there in our script? In our script, what is there? Slash block slash a number. What it is expecting is number. Okay, otherwise it will say it is not found. URL is not found. So our URL that we mention is block slash and some number it is expecting. Okay, that is 20, replace 20, and accordingly it is executing that URL and displaying the swimmers value in the browser. So if I change to 21, it is customized number that is getting displayed over here. Okay. And the next URL that we have defined, this is to demonstrate the float number, that is slash reverse slash float. Okay. Colon, the name of the variable that is getting passed in this function and that is getting displayed over here. So what I have to know is slash reverse slash, I have to pass a float number. So rev, okay, slash, I can pass any float number over here. So yes, so yes, okay, all right. So this is a simple way to take the number from, but will this work for an integer number? No, okay. So it is expecting that data type. All right. I can move to the next. That's all over here. How to display this data from the browser. Okay. On to third variable. How do we take strings? It is simple. String, you need not define the data type. This angular bracket, the variable name, and try to take it. Dot %s is to display the string, and where you place the %s, there the data will be displayed. One more thing you should have observed over here. Before that, I'll execute this and then I'll come to the observation. So I told you to press Ctrl C to come out of this, and then Python. The name of the file I have given 3, so that becomes easy for me. And then I also need to check the URL. So what is the URL? Slash the name. So coming back over here, slash hello slash any name. Okay, could be Tina, and then yes, hi Tina. So this is the URL that is there. Then it is displaying this message. Now you must have also seen that I have said debug true. When you say debug true, I can actually make some changes over here and save this. Okay, and go back to the URL and execute it again. Can you see this? When you place debug true, automatically the changes will be taken care and it will be executed again. Okay. Otherwise, if you do not say debug true, whatever changes if you make, you need to stop the server and start it again. All right. You need to stop the server and start it again. If you do not say debug equals to true, that means you are not, it's in the debug mode and you are trying to work on the application where you will be trying to test it again and again. So it's better that you place a debug mode to be on. But at all you are hosting the application, do not place a debug mode on. Okay. When you are testing it for your whether it's working fine or things like that, then you place a debug mode on. So to place the debug mode on, debug equal to true. Okay. Otherwise, by default, it is false. So if this is clear to you all, then we can move to next. All right. So we can place the functions over here in this simple example where we have placed the two URLs. Okay, and two different functions, and it is returning a static message. This is not difficult at all. So I have to close this because I need to run another file. Okay, this was the third file, this is fourth, and yeah, all right. So I need to check the URL. I do not know. Slash flask slash Python. There are two URLs, and let us see. It will execute the respective function and it will display the message. Going to the browser and slash flask. Okay, and slash Python. hello Python. So respective function is getting executed. Okay, this was the demonstration for you all so that you are getting familiar with the scripting language and getting used to it. Now, can I connect? From this function? If I define three functions over here, like hello admin, hello guest, hello user, can I redirect from this hello user to the URL which is existing earlier? And answer to this is yes, and we'll try to see. Now, understanding the code, this is the same statement earlier that we tried to mm, import the class, but here I am importing another package, that is redirect and URL for, so that I can use over here. So I can redirect to the URL which is defined earlier. And this is a simple thing, that is at the rate app.root/admin, that will execute this particular function and it will display hello admin. Then app.root guest is the URL. There you're passing a name and then it is getting displayed in a particular format that need to be displayed over here. app.root user/name. Okay, over here we have written a function hello underscore user. The name is passed over here. If the name is equal to admin, go to this particular URL, that is hello admin. So it will move to the function hello admin. URL underscore for, that is done using redirect in the bracket URL underscore for, and here we are placing the function name. Okay, and it will call this function. Else it will call the guest URL. Okay, so we'll try to see whether this is working fine or no. So I need to first know this URL, that is /admin, then /guest, and I'm passing some name inside that. So going back to this, and I don't know whether I have executed this file. 4, and this was the new URL2, so 5. So let me close this and Python 5, Python, the name of the file, and yeah, it's getting executed. And this is actually the same URL. I'll go back to here and I'll try to execute this. Hello. I think it was hello, right? If we check the URL /admin. Okay, so I'll execute /admin over here. Admin, and yes, hello admin. The message has been displayed. And the next URL was guest user, and then uh, guest user, and then I can give any name, Tina. And yes, hello Tina as a guest. Okay. Now the next URL, just see properly. Okay, user underscore name. Sorry, user/name. So based on name that I give, it will try to execute one of this URL. Okay. So user slash the name, if I give admin, then it will redirect to the hello admin function and it will give the same message hello admin. But if I give user any other name, okay, like Tina, then it will go to the guest user or guest URL and it will execute that particular message that is there in the function. Okay, hello Tina has a guest. So this was to demonstrate how do we connect the other functions I can call over here. Okay, if this is clear to you all, and if there are no questions, I'll wait for some time, then I can move to next. Okay, yeah. Now the main thing comes. Uh, Till now, I just taught you all how to write the functions, how to call the URL. I have not taught you all how to connect to the HTML pages. Okay, here we have learned just to display the message on the browser. Now we will be learning to connect to the HTML pages. Okay, now behind this concept, you need to understand one thing. Hmm. You need to understand one thing. When there is it is getting the client is getting connected to the server. So over here in Python, the Flask package work on the search engine called Jinga. Okay, and when you try to connect to the HTML files over here, it will search in the folder. The Jinga search engine will search in the folder templates. Okay, this is the setup. Don't try to look at the folders program 1, program 2, program 3. This is additional thing that I will be teaching you. Meaning of expansion of the Flask package. That is each of the code is present over here. So just understand this setup, that is templates and a Python file. Okay, Python file is over here and this code is something like this. The root is defined over here, hello slash user. The username is passed to this particular function, and in this HTML, the HTML file is already defined. Okay, it's already coded and it is present in folder templates. Okay, it will try to search in the folder templates. Okay, this HTML file, we are passing a parameter so called name. And this name has some content that is there in the user variable. User is assigning this content to this particular variable name, and this variable name I can actually access in the HTML file. How, I'll tell you, but this is how do we connect HTML. Now the package that is used to connect the to HTML is render underscore template. Render underscore template has a function render underscore template. Inside that takes a parameter HTML file and the has many as parameters you want to pass. All right. Okay. So this name will be accessible in this particular HTML file. Now I'll go and open the HTML file. Okay. I'll show you what I have written in the HTML. So in this HTML file, this is what you learned yesterday, right? Defining the HTML file. So HTML body, header, the body and the HTML tag is closed. Over here, I have defined hello, and whatever you need to print that is coming from the Python, it understands using this code. That is two curly braces. That is only to display. And this name should be same as what is actually present over here. This name. Okay, now I'll try to run this particular file. Before that, I need to come out of this and I'm inside Jinga templates. Okay, inside the Jinga, I guess. Okay, and I can run the file program 6. Okay, that's exactly what I showed you and it's working fine. Now I just have to check the URL. Program 6 URL is hello slash the username, and I can go to the URL this hello slash slash I can type anything, and yes, hello Tina, and this is the h1 tag which was given in the HTML. Okay, it's displaying over here. I'll just see if the debug mode is on. Debug mode is on. I'll try to make some changes over here. Okay. Mm, all right. So that's it. Okay. This is how do we connect the HTML page and the HTML page to the Python scripting language. So this is just displaying. I can also play with condition statements, and that we'll try to see in the next program. This is a Python file where I have taken hello. I can pass integer number, and that will be stored as a marks over here, and that will be passed to the hello file. And this hello file that I will be opening from the templates, that is trying to display. And what exactly is there? I have placed over here some condition. Okay, if else. Now, if you want to use any condition, then you have to place using um, curly bracket and percent sign. So if marks is getting displayed over here. If marks is greater than 50, then display this set. Else you display another set. Alright. This will if always ends with end if. And wherever there is a Python code, try to place it using curly bracket percent sign. Okay. Now let us see whether this is getting executed or not. Now we need to come out of this, and we actually are in program 1. Sorry, we are in program 1. Okay, I need to execute the Python file. Python, the file name, hello. Okay, and it's working fine. I need to check the URL. What is the URL? That is hello slash a number. Okay, and I go to the browser. So hello slash number. Now, yes, marks is 20. Your result is fail. And marks is 60. Result is pass. Yeah, that's all. So based on the condition, it is trying to display that particular message. Okay. This was about if else statements, and again I repeat, bracket percent sign if marks is greater than 50% bracket. So here it is displaying, and bracket percent else percent this, it is displaying this part. So based on the condition, it is trying to act. Yeah. So I can move to the next program to demonstrate some other conditions that are there. Program 2. Okay. So here I am passing a dictionary, and so any data type you can use that you learned in Python. Okay. So most basic things was earlier that was covered right from starting. So that if that is clear to you all, understanding package and using them is not difficult task at all. So this, like I have passed the variable marks, I'm passing this dictionary over here, and this is getting stored in the result, and that is getting passed to the HTML file. Now, how do we display dictionary? You already know how to traverse a dictionary. So we can actually go ahead over here, and I have displayed using table format. Okay, the key and the value. Uh, So for key and value in the result set that is passed to the HTML file, I'm displaying each of them using TD and TH and TD, that is header, and the data that is there in the table format. And here I have given border equal to 1, and it is getting displayed. So I need to actually run this program. To come out of this, I have to come out of this and then get into the other folder, that is program 2, and then execute the file, that is hello. I don't know the file name. All right, so it's working fine. I need to check the URL to access it. Display array, the URL is slash result, and it is here. Okay, displaying in the table format. That's all. Yeah. Next is 3, where you must have heard about CSS and JavaScript files. So I'm just trying to connect to some static file, that is JavaScript. Okay. Um, so basically, HTML, when it comes to displaying any content to the end user, HTML text only doesn't serve the entire formatting of the content. With header files h1 h2, you require some css and javascript to work, so that you can beautify it, give a runtime display, some movements you can make, so you can actually learn that data css and javascript, but that is used for formatting. And so here I am trying to show you how do we call another script file that is there. So it's simply calling the HTML file that is there inside the templates folder, and moreover we should look into what is there in that. I just have to check which is the file name, hello.html, and yeah, I'll open that file, that is hello.html. And over here I have tried to connect to a static folder. Static is the folder which is present slash hello.js. Okay, and we can call the function which is there in hello.js using this on click event. Okay, say hello in the bracket. This function is called, and the value that is assigned is say hello. And inside that function, which is there in static folder, this is a JS file .js, and not much getting into JS. There's a simple message that is alert hello world. Okay, and this function is getting called. So hello world, and I'll place away dot dot dot, so there is no confusion. I am in which folder? Yeah, I need to come out of this. I need to get into the folder TV program 3. Okay, okay. Mm. So I need to check the URL also, which one it is trying to call, rendering.js slash URL. There's no name to this URL. So based on this, to remove this and press enter. There's a button, and button comes from the HTML tag that was given over there. That is this button, type button. The button is displayed, and the value to the button is say hello, and the on click event the function is called. The function, we have placed some message alert hello world. You must have seen in many application you getting a alert message, something like this. So this is true that function, and yes, it's getting executed. Yeah, and the next thing is the last part of this, that is now over here. Pay attention properly, okay? This you may use frequently because at all you want to connect to the form, okay? And the simple example that I'll try to give is the contact us form that you have to design using this application, and contact us, you can get the values and display it. So try to listen to this example clearly. Now over here, you will be having a HTML form. Okay, now this, try to listen to this example. This is trying to connect from the form and again back to the server. Okay, so this is URL where it is calling, having a function student. It is getting the HTML function is file is getting called, that is form.html. In this we'll go step by step. Form.html. Okay, this file should be present in templates folder, and form.html is present over here. Now displaying this form here, this text you must have studied. This is getting, having the form, that is we are having input text box for physics, chemistry and maths, and there is a submit button. When there is a submit button, on click of submit button, this is by default action, okay, that gets performed. When we click on the submit button, an action that is there is getting called over here. That is action equal to http colon localhost. I told you by default the IP address assigned to that is 127.0.0.1. Working on the port is /result. Result is the URL that I gave over here, this URL. So it will call this function then, which is under this URL. Okay. And next thing, try to specify method post or get. So by default, when I say here method post, okay, I said over here, this is a method post, and here I'm checking if the request dot method, okay, this request is accessible from the package request dot method is equal to post, then perform this particular action. So it will get the request from the form and store it in the result. Now result will be the type dictionary, okay, which will have the key and the value, and this result I'm passing to another HTML, result.html, so that it can be displayed over there. Okay, I repeat again from here. This is the form which is getting called when I say slash, the form will get called, that is form.html. Form.html has a code, that is HTML code, which has text box, physics, chemistry and mathematics. Okay, and these are labels that I have given. There's also a button called submit button. On click of submit button, the default action that gets performed, it will call the URL that is specified over here. This URL is actually nothing but the URL which is present over here. Under this, the function which will be getting called is the result. The post method which is getting verified, we have specified over here method equal to post, and this can be verified request dot method. Request is a word which is coming from this package request, which has been imported over here. So if it is equal to post, result equal to request dot form. So whatever data that is there in this form, it will be stored in the variable result, which is of type dictionary. This will be passed to a HTML file, that is result. And result file is present over here in the templates folder. And I'll tell you what is there in the result file. I have just displayed the values that have been passed from the HTML file. Okay, using the for loop. All right. So I will run this program. I need to close this up and get into the folder. Okay, so this is the URL, and you can see this. I just have to check what is the URL. I forgot. So in the form, this is a slash. So I need to first execute this slash. Oh, slash, right? And yeah, the form is getting displayed over here. Now what data I'm trying to pass is over here and here. Yes, and yeah, it's getting displayed in the tabular format. Is that okay? So I'm done with this, and that's all to connect the HTML files using Flask. Yeah, any questions? I can take it now. Question to you all is to design a contact us form and try to display the data, whatever data is you are trying to fit in the contact us form. Now, what text box that you will be choosing for the contact us form, it's up to you. Okay, try to take the data and display the data. That's all. Okay, how to create multi-site is the question, right? So, right. No? Yeah. So multi-site means I guess what you are asking me is uh, what does multi-site mean? Just wanted to know from your side before me assuming it. How do we submit the assignment? Is the question.
Yeah, ma'am, actually, we are not doing it in the collab sheets, right? So, what do we share actually from the assignment form?
Can anyone help to this question? Okay. I think Ritesh, you have shared your Google form link as he mentioned in the earlier instructions.
Yes, yes.
Yeah, oh, I think same will be used to submit the assignments.
Okay,
Okay.
okay.
Yeah. So any other multi-site? I was just looking for what is multi-site in terms of. Okay. So any other questions that are there? We can take it up.
Um,
No, multi-site is which is the network. No, what are multi-sites means what? Can you give me any example that is there that you are referring to? Sunita, right? Can you give me any web example that you are referring to? When we talk about Facebook, no, this is the domain name which works. Okay, it's on someone's Facebook, not mine. You can close this up and we talk about. Okay, so this is the domain name, like localhost dot png port name we use, port number we use, no. So likewise, this is the domain name which works over there in our example. So here there are multiple links. Each link will be referring to something like this. This is designed in ASP.NET. Okay. So over here, our URLs are very simple, slash and the name of the URL. So each this tab you can create using HTML. Okay. So like WordPress manages some decided ones. Yeah, something like this, right? WordPress is a software where it is used to design a website only, but it is static website and dynamic website database. I think they tell you to purchase that particular database. Okay, and otherwise also you can actually create the tables and you can connect. So that is okay. So WordPress manages. So here what I can say is over here this is the domain and you have each of the tab and each of the links that you try to create and the functions that you create, it can be linked over here. Mm. So what I was thinking is same. Multi-site basically is where you have many tabs, right? Like this, home, collection, our journey, and things like that. Okay, so it's the same example where we are trying to connect over here. So each of the URL you can create and try to place them accordingly. And this is actually created how you know these tabs and all, like you can use in this, like multiple buttons you can use. You can use hyperlinks. Just have to check whether debug is on. Yeah, to the local host coming back. Okay, yeah. These are placing multiple buttons. Likewise, you can use CSS and make the any div has a link. Okay, any you can use hyperlinks. You can make an image as a link and traverse it to the URL. All that is possible using HTML, CSS, and JavaScript. Okay, how to run program 1, program 2, and etc. Which this program 1, program 2, program. I'll answer the next question, okay, because that was related to multi-site. Yes, it's a single dashboard, and that we can create the multiple site. Okay. How to run program 1. Uh, just want to Manikanta, just wanted to clarify this program 1, program 2, program 3 are what you are talking about, what I have run over here, right? Just want yes or no answer. Manikanta, can you hear me? Manikanta, are you there? Okay, assuming that the question is program 2, program 3, what I have run over here. I was this programs basically I was traversing in the particular folder which I have placed the programs. You can create only one folder, name of your project, and you can all your Python file could be outside, and inside the templates folder your HTML files can be present. So you can connect to the HTML files. Okay. Together entire thing, no? Okay, same. You can actually, you can just create one of the file that is there, mm, one of the folder. Okay, try to place them accordingly, and you need to actually create a main HTML file, like I'll tell you over here, UGC site. This is domain name. This is the main HTML file, right? Which has this links and header files and all. So inside that, each of the this when I click on this particular link, something else is getting displayed. When I click on this particular link, something else is getting displayed. So respective of this link, you have to create one each HTML file, okay, for respective link. But the main file, like when I use slash URL, this file should consist of all this text, like um, this hypertext, this, and that need to be connected to each of the HTML file. So the main file which you are designing, no, when I did not place any URL name over here, slash, so this file which you will be calling um, inside this root, okay, this HTML file that you will be designing need to be designed accordingly like this, and then you can connect all the other ones. Okay, so I need not actually integrate program 1, program 2, program 3. I can copy those program in one folder, okay, and provide the links accordingly. Those were the examples that I gave you, so that I work in the separate setup and show you. That's all. Yeah. Any other question? Yeah, if there are no other questions, can we find out and wait for some time? If you have any other question, you can ask me. Okay, for the assignment, you can refer to this, create a contact us form and try to display the values. Simple. And also you can actually try with the, try to create two forms. Okay. Try to create two forms and try to link them. That also you can do. One is contact us and second is the registration form you can create. Hmm. Yeah. If there are no other question, you can leave. Yeah, I will be sending this file to you. I will share it with Riteshi and Riteshi, you can send it to you. Okay. I'll send the entire folder. Then no problem. Okay, and Merry Christmas to all. Yeah. Okay. So I'll leave the session. Thank you.